Absolute Radio is where you can hear Prince, Mumford and Sons,
I will wait for you,
and The Killers.
Can you read my mind?
Absolute Radio,
where real music matters.
Absolute Radio podcasts with Windows Live Messenger 2011. Update Facebook, share photos in real time and HD video chat. Keep your amazingly super talented friends closer with Windows Live Messenger 2011.
Iain Lee. It's about love and life. And live radio wrestling matches. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio travel with titanium from Trend Micro.
Festival on the roads in London. In Barnes, Mortlake High Street is closed in both directions due to an accident between First Avenue and Sheen Lane, and then on the motorways. In Surrey on the M23 there are some queues southbound between junctions 8 and 9, and in Essex there are delays and a road closed due to an earlier accident on the M11 northbound between junctions 8 and 10. And finally in South Yorkshire on the M18 there's a lane closed due to a crash northbound between junctions 6 and 7. I'm Eloise and there's more from me in 20 minutes.
Absolute Radio travel with titanium from Trend Micro. It's a whole new way to protect your PC. Absolute Radio is our name.
Absolute Radio.
So who's that girl there? I wonder what went wrong so that she had to roam the streets. She don't do major credit cards, I doubt you're not involved at all.
Absolute Radio is our name.
Absolute Radio.
Thanks to Ben Jones for another excellent show. Ben will be back tomorrow evening. This is Iain Lee on Absolute Radio. Tonight, as per usual, we've got the travel updates. We'll be looking through the papers and we'll be playing Guess the Year. You can text us or email. We'll talk to you after this. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. But before that, you heard the Arctic Monkeys, When the Sun Goes Down. The Arctic Monkeys, of course, headlining the V Festival on Saturday the 20th at Chelmsford and Saturday the 21st in Staffordshire. And that's in August. And I'm certainly looking forward to those. Should be some great concerts. Thanks again to Ben Jones. He'll be back tomorrow evening doing his thing where he talks and he plays records, and he'll be doing them excellently. This is Iain Lee on Absolute Radio, here till 1 o'clock. And then Mark Crosley will come on and be taking you through the night. Now, here's something you don't get to say very often on the radio, but it's true. Ronnie Wood, yes, that Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones, oh, yes, needs your help. There's one trophy missing from his awards cabinet, and that's a Sony Radio Award. Playing for the Stones, he's won Grammys, Emmys. Has he won an Emmy? I'm not sure. He's probably won everything. He's got gold discs, platinum discs, everything. He hasn't got a Sony. And he's been nominated for the Rising Star Award. Just let that sink in for a second. Ronnie Wood, Rising Star. He could be crowned Radio Newcomer of the Year. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And we'd love you to help him. So please head over to absoluteradio.co.uk and cast a vote for one of the nicest men on the planet. Man, he's lived, hasn't he? If you want a cracking read full of drugs, sex, a little bit of rock and roll in there, I thoroughly recommend Ronnie Wood's autobiography. Although if everything he says in that book is true, how on earth does he even remember all of the stuff that happened? But do go over to absoluteradio.co.uk and cast a vote for Ronnie. And, of course, you can hear Ronnie on Absolute Classic Rock. Classic Rock? Absolute Classic Rock, Monday to Thursday afternoons from 4, and then he's here on Absolute Radio on Saturday night from 10. So, Ronnie Wood, we want you to get a Sony Award. And, dear listener, we can make it happen. 81215 is the text number if you want to text in with your requests. We've got plenty of stuff to give away this evening, including some Beatles albums, some Queen CDs, a signed Adamant T-shirt, and we've got Due Date on DVD, which is a fantastic film starring Robert Downey Jr. And if you like a good laugh, and if you liked The Hangover, you are really, really going to enjoy this. 81215. We'll be throwing out those competition questions a bit later on. Of course, you can email me by going to the Absolute Radio website, absoluteradio.co.uk. Here's Florence and the Machine.
Happiness.
It took me... Thank you, by the way, Florence. It took me ages to work out she was singing The Dog Days Are Over. For, like, the first year of hearing that song, I thought she was saying The Dark Days Are Over. Imagine how surprised I was when I glimpsed at the sheet of paper with the song title on. Quite a while ago now. I've known for a while. And so it was The Dog Days Are Over. Florence and the Machine, that's from the #1 album, Lungs. And if you haven't got that in your record collection, what the hell is wrong with you? You'll have to excuse me. Got a little bit of a sore throat. Losing my voice a little bit. Mainly because I did a little gig on Friday night, Set the Agenda gig, that went very, very well. And also I did a Save Japan gig on Saturday. Excuse me. And I had a little chesty kind of infection, and the voice is always the first thing to go for me. So on Saturday, I'm there at the garage, which I haven't been to for about 15 years, by the way. Eloise, can I get a glass of water, please? Would you mind? I've got a little bit of a sore throat. I haven't been to the garage for about 15 years. The last time I was there, I think, was to see Cardiacs, and before that, it was to see Arthur Lee. And we were there raising money for Japan. And some great acts are on, and I had to do a lot of shouting. And by the end of the night, my voice had gone. But it's sort of there. It'll be all right for the show. Don't worry. We'll get through the show this evening. But it could be touch and go. If you were there on Saturday night, I hope you had a great night. Fantastic. Some great bands. Adamant played a storming solo set, as he often does. Great band called No Cars. 3 Japanese girls. Absolutely bonkers. They were absolutely bonkers. At one point, the lead guitarist took a guitar off and did a somersault. And they sang a fantastic song about sellotape. So if you were there, nice to see you. We raised quite a few £1,000s for Japan. I'll let you know exactly how much that is when I get those details in. I do apologise. Later on this evening, we'll be talking about Charlie Sheen. He's just done his first live date. I think he's got about 20 dates booked up. Didn't go very well. People are saying he is no longer winning, which is a great shame. Thank you, Eloise. We'll be playing Guess the Year, and we have got so much stuff to give away. We have got plenty of competitions and some quizzes, and we're going to have a lot of fun this evening. If you want to text in with your requests, 81215 is the number, or you can email us via absoluteradio.co.uk. One of my favourite songs of all time, Crowded House, It's Only Natural. What a fantastic band they were. And they still are.
Ice will melt, water will...
What a fantastic tune.
Absolute.
The station you're listening to now is Absolute Radio. You're listening to Absolute Radio.
The home of Barclays Premier League football commentary.
Sky Plus app on compatible mobile and registration required. For more details, go to sky.com/customers.
The radio station you have on at the moment is called Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro.
And in London, in Holloway, Tollington Road is closed in both directions, with delays expected due to recovery work between Holloway Road and Hornsey Road. And in Barnes, Mortlake High Street is still closed in both directions. That's due to a crash between First Avenue and Sheen Lane. And onto the motorways on the M48 in South Gloucestershire, there's a lane closed due to strong winds on the M48. That's the Severn Road Bridge in both directions between junctions 1 and 2. And finally in Essex, there are delays with a road closed due to an earlier crash. That's on the M11 northbound between junctions 8 and 10. I'm Eloise, and there's more from me in 20 minutes.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro. It's a whole new way to protect your PC.
competition time, kids. Text us in 81215. The first text that we get that has the correct answer to this question will win a collection of 12 Bon Jovi shot glasses. About to play Rope by the Foo Fighters. But what's the name of the album that this comes from? 81215, the first correct text wins 12 Bon Jovi shot glasses. We have a winner. Stop texting in. We'll announce who's won the 12 Bon Jovi shot glasses as soon as this song is finished. You're listening to Absolute Radio. And the winner is Martin from Snaresbrook. Well done, well done. You've won the collection of 12 Bon Jovi shot glasses, which will be a fantastic addition to your collection of drinking apparatus, and I hope you thoroughly enjoy that. Of course, the answer was Wasting Light. And we did have a text in before that. They said Wasted Light, which is not the right answer, I'm afraid. We've got to be really, really spot on with these competitions and these giveaways. So well done, Martin. Have one on us, as they say. Good lad. Now, Sunday, of course, was Mother's Day. Did you have a good one? What did you do for your mum? If your mum has recently passed away, of course, you have our condolences, and this part of the show probably isn't meant for you, and I certainly mean no offence by it. But I took... well, first of all, I went and saw my mother-in-law and had some breakfast round there. And then I took my mum, along with my wife and my son and my sister and her family. We went for a lovely slap-up meal in a hotel opposite where my mum lives, and we had a great time. Although one of the waiters was a little bit funny. He kept messing up our drinks order, and then kept coming back and started having a go at us for telling him the wrong thing. I did get a little bit snappy, and I said, well, why don't you write it down? And then he didn't come and serve us for the rest of the day. Someone else came and served us. I don't think he was very pleased. Well, you know, he should have written it down. So I thought that's what we talk about tonight. Two things there. What did you do for your mum for Mother's Day? Did you have a good one? Maybe you got something you thought she'd like, and she opened the present and was a bit, ooh. He got me the joy of sex. Not really appropriate for mums on a Mother's Day. And also bad service in restaurants. Where have you been and you've had bad service? Don't mention the restaurant. That will be inappropriate and would probably get us into trouble for legal reasons. But maybe the restaurant just didn't quite live up to your expectations. What did you do? Did you complain? Did you, quite often they put the service charge on the bill already. Did you remove the service charge? I don't think I'd have the guts to do that. You can send us in your experiences on the text 81215. You can also email us by going to the absoluteradio.co.uk website, and all of the email details are up there. And also, if you've got any requests this evening, anything you'd like to hear, maybe you're at work and you want a song to cheer you up, or maybe you're at home with your partner and you want to play a song for them, then this is the night and this is the time to do it. You're listening to Iain Lee on Absolute Radio. We're here till 1 o'clock, so make the most of it. 81215 is the text number. Oh, this is a great song by Queen. I tell you what, after this, I've got 6 Queen albums to give away. 6. You interested? Keep listening.
Here we stand, while you're waiting for
I love it. Fantastic. There will never be another one. Bam!
Give it to me one more time.
All right, Freddie, calm down. One of the greatest rock and roll performers of all time. If you can think of anybody who could put on a show better than Freddie Mercury, I would be very surprised. I'd be very surprised. One of the greatest. Never got to see the man perform live myself, which is one of my great regrets. But his memory lives on CD, vinyl in my house, and, of course, DVD and VHS video cassettes. Now, we have got 6 Queen CDs to give away. We've got A Day at the Races, Sheer Heart Attack, Queen 2, A Night at the Opera, and Deep Cuts Volume 1. And I was kind of thinking to myself, well, we could split these up and we could give one away to one person and one away to another. And, you know, what the hell? Let's go crazy. Let's just give them all to one person. Shall we? Do you want them? Do you want A Day of the Races, Sheer Heart Attack, Queen, Queen 2, A Night at the Opera, Deep Cups Volume 1, all on CD? We're going to give them to the first person that emails, not text this time, we're going to ask for emails. Can you tell me what year, bit macabre this one, so again, sorry if this upsets anybody, what year did Freddie Mercury die? We know how he died. I remember it very well because I was actually up in Newcastle where I was doing a little bit of work on the Spender TV series starring Jimmy Nail. I mentioned Jimmy Nail last week. I was in Spender as a police officer. This is a true story. Didn't have any lines. All I did was drive a police car. There'd been a ram raid, you see, and I drove the police car that screeched to a halt and then got out and walked away. I was only 17. Oh, is that a clue? Is that a clue? If you know my age, you'll be able to work it out. What year did Freddie Mercury die? I want the answer on email. The first answer we get via the email will win all of those CDs. You can email via the absoluteradio.co.uk website. I think we've got a winner already. Hang on 1 second. Let me have a look. We've had one on the text. I specifically said that it was an email competition only. I do apologise. I'm going to check I've got the right one here. You have to be so careful these days. So careful. Let me just have a quick check. Eloise,
yes.
Are you looking at the same emails I'm looking?
No, not yet.
You're not. I'm looking at the studio emails. I have one that is timed 11:34.
Okay.
I just want to check that there is no correct answer before that.
From?
CP? You're listening to Absolute Radio.
No, there is.
Is there one before that that's correct? Oh, that's a text.
Oh, sorry. Yes, no, you're correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give it Mr. Carl Parkin. Well done. Carl Parkin from Scunthorpe. And he gave the correct answer, which, of course, is... I'll tell you after this. Maybe it's time to change. Nothing stays the same. Maybe by the Sick Puppies, who are a US-based Australian trio and really apparently tearing up the charts over in the States, and it's great that they're finally making headway over here. We're talking about tips, and after I had a little head-to-head, I suppose, would be the phrase, with a waiter at the weekend, and I wasn't brave enough to not pay the service charge. Maybe I should have done it. We have there's a text in, it hasn't got a name. If you do text in, do put your names on the text. It's nice to know who you are and where you're from. Anyway, this anonymous, we should call them, says, when I was in America, they gave us our tip back because it wasn't enough. Last day of the holiday. Wow. And another anonymous text, I was at a dinner with 7 girls. I was the only male. Phew. Hey, lucky you. What was going on there? We were charged £115 with a service charge of £35. So we put 115 together and ran. It was hard to get 7 girls to move fast in high heels. Well, those girls, I've seen you girls. And quite often you take your shoes off and run down the street sans shoes. How could you do that? That's disgusting, isn't it? 8, 12, 15. Tell us your tip stories, your Mother's Day stories, and maybe we'll play a song for you as well. More of your songs and music after this.
Absolute.
The station you're listening to now is Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
The home of Barclays Premier League football comment.
Hey, before we kill each other, should we listen to a bit more Absolute Radio?
Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
I think it's as good a time as any.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro.
First of all, on the trains, there are delays on the First Great Western service between Paddington and Oxford, Bristol Temple Meads and Taunton. That's following a person hit by a train at Southall. Also in Holloway on the roads in London, Tollington Road is still closed in both directions. There are delays expected due to recovery work between Holloway Road and Hornsey Road. Onto the motorways, where in Cheshire on the M62, the eastbound lanes are closed due to roadworks during the night between junctions 11 and 12. And And in Essex, there are delays with the road closed due to an earlier crash on the M11, northbound between junctions 8 and 10. I'm Eloise, and there's more from me in 20 minutes.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro. It's a whole new way to protect your PC.
Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Oh, sorry everyone, it was 1991. That was the year that Freddie passed away, very sadly. Playing this for Craig the Dustman and Corky, both of whom requested MGMT. So sit back and you enjoy.
I'm feeling rough, I'm feeling wrong in the time of my...
Fantastic. MGMT, time to pretend. And it's certainly time to not pretend and get on with the show and crack on. What else have we got coming up this evening? We've still got loads of stuff to give away. We've been very lucky that we've been given lots and lots of bits. We've got 4 Beatles CDs as well to give away. Signed Roland Rivron book, an Adamant T-shirt as well that's also been signed. We're asking for your tipping stories and your bad service stories. Are kind of where it stems from. This is from Dave Longbottom in Buxton. Iain, when I was in New York, I bought drinks for my wife and I at the bar. As it was our first night, I didn't realise the deal on tipping. They're big on tipping in the States. You have to tip everybody in the States. Always carry your own luggage in a hotel. Always. Can I take that for you, sir? I'll do it. No, it's fine. Sir, please. No. Can I? I'll show you your room. No, honestly, I know how to carry a bag. I know how to use a lift, as they're called, and I know how to look around a room and find out how to do things. Anyway, Dave continues. It was our first night, and I didn't realise the deal on tipping. The girl shouted at me as I left the bar, as I hadn't tipped. I ignored her ranting. When my wife bought the second round, she put the bloody price up to cover her tips. Cheeky mare, says Dave Longbottom in Buxton. The thing is, it's weird. In different countries have their own different rules. In Japan, you don't tip. If you leave a tip in the restaurant, they come running after you. They take great offence. You don't tip cab drivers. Makes life so much simpler. I always find over here, if you're in a black cab, you have to tip the cab driver. Because if you don't, you'll get a snidey little comment or a little dig. It's true, isn't it? Isn't it? It's happened most times that I've ever not had the change to give a tip or something like that. Maybe I over-tip as well. What's the going rate for giving tips to black cabs? You can email us going to the absoluteradio.co.uk website, following the links, and you can send an email. Getting lots of requests for songs. But the one that stuck out, and it has been a great day. The last few days, a little bit cloudy today, but the start and the end, pretty spot on. And this weekend, what a fantastic weather weekend we've had, haven't we? Perfect for Mother's Day. Great day Saturday in the back garden. Got a sandpit. So Astro Boy's out in the back, playing in the sandpit. I was doing some gardening. Superb. Life doesn't get much better than that. But Rach in Surrey says, Iain, can you play Mr. Blue Sky by ELO? It was so sunny today, and I had to stay in to revise my GCSEs. It's a brilliant song. It is a brilliant song, but here's a version of that song you may not have heard before. This is Mr. Blue Sky, and this is by the Delgados. Have a listen, you might like it. It's not finished yet. Here we go. Oh, I do like the Delgados. Rock, you young Scots people. What a song. That's a Rach in Surrey. It's not the ELO version. Maybe not quite as good as the ELO version, but it's certainly different. It's Mr. Blue Sky. It's by the Delgados. And if you're not aware of that band, they've done a couple of cracking albums. About 10 years ago? Maybe even longer. Oh, my God, I'm getting old. Hey, you'll never guess what I had today. Eloise, have a guess what I had today.
Space Raiders.
I didn't have Space Raiders, but not far off. I had a lovely bag of Tang Fastics.
Oh.
I had the whole bag. I hate them, but I love them at the same time.
What they taste like.
The fizzy. My mouth is fizzing at the thought of it. They were horrible, but they were delicious. I had the whole bag in about 3 minutes. And it got me thinking, there are some sweets you don't see anymore.
No.
Aren't there? Spangles. You won't even remember Spangles.
Runts.
Beg your pardon?
Do you not remember runts?
What did you call me? Runts. I don't remember runts, no.
They were like tiny, like Millions, but hard.
I don't know what Millions are.
What? They're like chewy little, teeny tiny balls.
There were another little chewy, tiny little balls that used to be able to get. And
Pips.
Possibly. My wife used to trade them at school. She'd buy loads of them cheap and then sell them to her friends at school. Space dust you don't see very often these days. I used to love. I gave space dust to the cat once when I was a kid. I say I did. My mum was there as well, and she was kind of up for it. And poor Toby, bless him, he jumped 6 foot up in the air, straight up in the air.
Oh.
Flying saucers. I had some flying saucers the other day. Yeah. Basically bits of cardboard with fizzy stuff in the middle.
And the old milk bottles with the condensed milk.
You don't get chocolate fags anymore either.
Oh yeah.
You used to be able to get chocolate fags. Oh, because you felt cool because it looked like you were smoking and you were having a lovely, delicious chocolate at the same time.
Yeah.
Healthy cigarettes, I used to call them. I tell you what, text in 8 12 15. What were your favourite sweets that you used to get in the 70s and the 80s that you can't get or you don't think you can get anymore? I had a wagon wheel at the weekend. Have they got smaller?
Oh, I hated them.
Oh, I love them. They've got to be room temperature at the warmest. If they're any warmer than that, then sticky, gooey mess. It's just a nightmare. Have they got smaller? It seems like they have, but I'm not sure. 8 12 15. Tell us your favourite sweets that you just can't seem to get anymore. We'll have a good old reminisce in the last hour of the show. You listen to Iain Lee and Eloise on Absolute Radio.
Titanium from Trend Micro. It's a whole new way to protect your PC.
Iain Lee's 2-hour-long late-night radio show starting at 11.
We're getting some great suggestions for sweets that you miss and you don't see anymore. These are fantastic. Pacers! Green and white striped sweeties, says Shiona in Harrogate. I used to like those. Texan bars were great, says Wooly from Glasgow. Spangles and bagpuss weren't sweets. That was a big cloth cat, Dan, you silly bloody fool. Wow, this topic, and there's a chocolate bar for you, about sweets has gone mental on the text. Thank you for everybody who's texting in. That was Arcade Fire, of course, City with No Children, from the #1 album, The Suburbs. If you've not heard it, man, it's a treat. It's a fantastic record. Put that on a Sunday afternoon, have a cup of tea or a pot of coffee, cheese sandwich, take your shoes off, feet up on the furniture. No one's at home. Doesn't matter. Your mum's not going to tell you off. Listen to that. And before that, of course, Lightning Seeds and Pure. So we've been asking. Competition coming up soon. Asking for your favourite sweets from the 70s and 80s that you remember that maybe don't exist anymore. Nutty bars, says Jim in Loughton. Eloise, do you remember Nutty bars?
No.
I don't remember Nutty bars.
No.
I'm not a fan of chocolate and nut combinations. I think the two should remain very, very separate.
I'm sorry, but Snickers, that's pure joy.
Never liked a Snickers. Has Lion Bar got nuts in?
No.
Has it got like Rice Krispies in or something?
Yeah.
I like that. That's not nuts though. No, I'm not a fan of Snickers.
Topic?
They're the same as Snickers, aren't they?
No, they've got like some fruit in as well.
They've not got fruit in?
I think they've got raisins, haven't they?
Have they really?
I might be wrong.
Have they really? No, chocolate and nuts I think really are... they shouldn't be put in the same wrapping, really. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth, quite literally. Hannah from Hornchurch says, floral gems? I used to love them. I always used to nick them from my mum. Are they like iced gems?
I've no idea. I hated iced gems.
I hated them. Also, didn't like the love hearts as well.
I don't remember them.
Do you remember love hearts? It's like marry me, snog me, touch me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I only liked the white ones.
I don't see colour. Hi, Ian. No, it's Ian and Jacko here. Sorry. We say penny fried eggs and penny shrimps. Remember the fried eggs? They were delicious. And then they end their text by saying, Have a good one. Thank you very much. You have a good one as well. You have a good one as well. If you're listening at home, hope you're enjoying the tunes we're playing for you this evening and having a little bit of fun with some of the fun topics that we're putting out. Mark Crosley's going to be on at 1 o'clock. Not listen to him. He's an excellent broadcaster. I think he won a student radio competition, didn't he? And that was kind of his...
how he got in here.
How he got his big break into the world of through-the-night broadcasting. And he's bloody good. He's bloody good, excuse the language, but he really is excellent. It's thoroughly worth a listen. Competition time, kids! I should have a fanfare or something. What if I've got a fanfare? You need a fanfare if you're going to have... yes, I have. Competition time, kids! There we go. There we go. And what a competition. We've got 4 Beatles CDs to give away here. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from 1967. Please Please Me, 63, I think. Doing this from memory. Let It Be, 69, 70, something like that. And Abbey Road. Wow, what a record. That's got to be 70, isn't it? Late 69, 70. I'm a little bit unsure of the Beatles. The chronology. I know the chronologists, don't know the exact years. Dead simple. We're going to take lucky line number 6. So you can phone in for this. 0330 123 1215. Lucky line number 6. Now, if line number 6 is the correct answer, they win the prize. If they don't, then Eloise is going to work backwards through the lines 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until we find someone that has got the correct answer. What album does this come from? Call now.
When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. Where I stop and I turn.
0330 123 1215. What album does Helter Skelter come from? Did you get the right answer? A lot of people got this wrong. I'm very surprised. A cheeky answer on the emails from Francis. Was it the very best of the Beatles? No, it wasn't. That song, of course, was from... Hang on. I know. The White Album. And well done to John Horan from Kilburn, who won. I used to live near Kilburn, used to live in Kensal Green, spent a long time in Kilburn and Kensal Green. Fantastic, fantastic place. Well done, you've won those 4 Beatles CDs. Sgt. Pepper, Please Please Me, Let It Be, and of course the magnificent Abbey Road. You're listening to Iain Lee on Absolute Radio. It really is a pleasure to have you here with us this evening. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying the tunes and relaxing. I should let you know about rock and roll football. On last Saturday, if you're not a fan of football, I thoroughly recommend you listen to rock and roll football. I'm not a massive fan of football, but these guys really make it kind of interesting and accessible for everyone. Russ and Ian really do a fantastic show. And on last Saturday's Rock and Roll Football, Neil Warnock and Ian Holloway joined Righty as he's going to have this week as we head to the bridge for Chelsea versus Wigan. Should be a great match. You can always catch up with all of the action by downloading the podcast, and you can keep up to date by downloading the Live Scores app for your iPhone or your Android phone. Where's my phone? I'm going to be getting that in a second. I want the Live Scores updated the moment it happens. So this Saturday, Russ is going to have all of the build-up from 1:30. Jim's got the commentary from 3, and then Righty is here from 5 o'clock. Rock and Roll Football's just been nominated for a Sony Radio Award. So if you've never listened before, check it out this weekend. Seriously, if you don't like football, and I'm not a fan of football, those guys make it really interesting and really accessible. And best of luck at the Sonys. Surely they're going to win. As is Ronnie Wood. Big up the Ronnie Wood. Big up Ronnie Wood.
Well, I don't wanna wake up in the...
To consumerdirect.gov.uk.
This is the radio station known as Absolute Radio. It's disco without the disco.
Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro.
First of all, on the roads in London. In Holloway, Tollington Road is still closed in both directions. There are delays expected due to recovery work between Holloway Road and Hornsey Road. On to Essex, where there's a road closed on the M25. That's anti-clockwise between junctions 30 and 29. And also in Essex, there are delays with the road closed due to an earlier crash on the M11, northbound between junctions 8 and 10. And finally in Cheshire on the M62, the eastbound lanes are closed due to roadworks during the tonight between junctions 11 and 12. I'm Eloise, and there's more from me in 20 minutes.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro. It's a whole new way to protect your PC.
Iain Lee's 2-hour-long late-night radio show starting at 11 every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Just been handed a load of text that Eloise has printed off. Trina in Manchester says, Iain, loving the show tonight. Great tunes and some interesting topics. Also got a text from Mark, who's in South London, saying, Iain, tonight's show is awesome. Do them all like this. Well, possibly.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball.
Pimble Wizard, The Who, my great honour and great pleasure to meet Mr. Roger Daltrey, lead singer with The Who, a couple of weeks ago at the Teenage Cancer Trust concert at the Royal Albert Hall. I was dead nervous. He walked into the room a few times, and I was with this woman, I think her name was Angie, who kind of sort of worked with Roger or knew Roger. And she kept saying, go over there and say hello to him. I said, oh no, I can't. And she then did that thing, and I wish she hadn't done it. Where she said, Roger, this is Iain. He's a big fan. I was like, all right, Roger. I didn't know what to say to him. It was Roger Daltrey from The Who. Man alive, if 15-year-old me could have seen that 37-year-old me would be meeting Roger Daltrey. Oh, and introducing him on stage. Oh, dearie, dearie me. I'll tell you what, here's something. Who are your heroes? Who's your big hero that you sort of want to meet, but if you met them, you'd be a bit flustered and flummoxed? And, of course, I wanted to meet Roger Daltrey. Of course I did, but I didn't know what to say. I got all tongue-tied. Hello, Roger. I'm a big fan of yours. Who would your big hero be? Who would you really like to meet? And what would you say to them? All I could say to Roger was, big fan. That was it. Couldn't think of anything witty or clever or remarkable. And he must get that he looks good. He looks good for his age. Well, how old is he? Anyway, he's got to be 65, hasn't he? 66. He looks good for his age. Who would you meet? Who is your absolute ultimate hero? And what would you say to them if you met them? You can email Iain. Or actually, go to the Absolute Radio website. If you go to absoluteradio.co.uk, the email details are up there. Or you can text in 81215. Text will cost you 50p plus your standard network rate. And you let us know. We'll read the best ones out on it. I've got to say thank you very, very much. We're getting so many emails and so many texts tonight. And sincerely, it really does mean a lot, because it means that the work that we're putting in here, Eloise, my producer, and myself, it's being appreciated. And, it's late at night. A lot of people are tired. Some are getting to bed. If you're staying up just a little bit longer to listen to us, then we know that we are doing something right. And do stick around after 1 o'clock, because Mark Crosley is going to be on doing his thing. And his thing is talking a little bit, playing some records, and otherwise doing an excellent show. He really is well worth a listen. Let's get rid of this, shall we, for goodness sakes, because this song, one of my favourite songs of 2011 so far, from an excellent album. It's Noah and the Whale, their brilliant song, Life Goes On, from the album Last Night on Earth. What a great record.
Lisa likes brandy and the way it hits her lips. She's a rock and roll.
Here's something. This is in today's Daily Mirror. The oldest telly goes on sale. Britain's oldest working TV set is up for auction. The Marconi Type 702... snazzy names there back then, isn't it? Was produced in 1936 and bought 3 weeks after transmissions began. Expert Lawrence Fisher said it's a very rare thing. There are collectors who would love to have it. The pre-sale estimate is £5,000, but it's expected to go much higher at Bonhams on April the 19th in London. Yeah! But does it do 3D? That's the question. Isn't living in the future amazing? I mean, like, properly amazing. We just had an email from Dimitris, who's listening to us in Greece. Kalinichta, Tikanis. Incredible, isn't it? We're asking who would be your ultimate hero that you'd like to meet, and what would you say to them? And this is an interesting one. This is from David in Nottingham. My hero, Mr. T, without a doubt. What a great hero he is. I have no idea what I'd say. Probably, but he's such a sincere guy. I'm sure he'd be nice about it and not call me a crazy fool. Big up, says David in Nottingham. Yeah, Mr. T. I bet he's a right charmer, Mr. T. And I'd love to meet Iain Lee, says Martin in Snaresbrook, but I've changed my mind. Oh, I'd defo love to meet Eloise Carr. Ooh. Eloise, I think you may have an admirer in Martin from Snaresbrook.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Absolute.
The station you're listening to now is Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
The home of Barclays Premier League football commentary.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro.
First of all, on the M25, there's queuing traffic after an earlier accident, clockwise between 27 and 28, and in Bedfordshire on the M1, it's slow after an earlier crash, northbound between junctions 12 and 13. And on to Leicester, where on the M1, there are delays with the lane blocked and queuing traffic. That's due to an overturned van, northbound between junctions 20 and 21. And then finally in Glasgow on the M8, there's a lane blocked due to a broken down car on the M8, eastbound between junctions 23 and 22. I'm Eloise, and you can stay up to date with the latest on the road at absoluteradio.co.uk/travel.
Absolute Radio Travel with titanium from Trend Micro. It's a whole new way to protect your PC.
How cool is this? 2 Crowded House songs in one show. This is my favourite as well. We are literally living the dream. Crowded House, fall at your feet.
I'm really close tonight.
Eloise. Oh, Eloise has disappeared. I do apologise. I was going to ask her who her hero was going to be that she would like to meet. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit. I think it's competition time. Don't you? Got so much stuff to give away here. What should we give away? Let's put a little bundle together, shall we? Let's, the Due Date DVD. The latest DVD release starring Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis. Hesitated there, because I can say it in normal conversation... But, you know, when the push comes to shove, can I do it under pressure? Turns out I could, but I had to do that. Let's put that in there. Let's put the Pure One Me DAB radio in there. And let's also put the Status Quo box set, shall we? Why the hell not? It's book pictures, book with 4 music CDs, 40 years of hits. Now, and Status Quo, let's be honest, they are a bit of a joke. But some of their songs... are awesome, rocking all over the world. Matchstick Men and Matchstick Cats and Dogs. Did they do one called Butterfly? Was that them? Kind of a psychedelic piece. Some cracking stuff. So we'll put that in, right? So it's the Due Date DVD, Pure One DAB radio, and the Status Quo Pictures box set. Dead simple question. This is on the text, please. 8 12 15, 50 pence plus your standard network charge. The first correct text that we get through will win this. We just mentioned Mr. T as someone's hero. What Rocky film was Mr. T in? And what character did he play? Aha! 8 12 15. What Rocky film was Mr. T in? And what character did he play? Eloise, who would your hero be? If you could meet anyone in the world, living or dead, who would it be and what would you say to them?
Kurt Cobain.
Oh, OK, of course, I should have guessed that. I apologise. Yes.
I'd probably be a blubbering mess, so
Yeah.
I don't know what I would say.
He's a fascinating character, isn't he? Fascinating. It's a time, people like that, you just wish you could invent a time machine and go back and say, come on, cheer up.
Yeah.
There's no need for that.
No
We can
need.
work through this.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. Very sad. Interesting choice, though. Very interesting.
What was
done.
yours, did you say?
Well, I met Roger Daltrey the other week. I don't know if he's my ultimate number one hero. I've met Brian Wilson, who probably is my ultimate number one hero. So that's it, really. I'd like to meet Michael Nesmith. I know we interviewed him over the phone, but I'd like to meet him and shake his hand. That would be pretty spectacular, I think. OK, so there we go. That's our thoughts on the subject. 81215 is the text number. Mr. T was in a Rocky film. What film was it? And what character did he play? The first correct answer we get will win the prize. And I'm going to say, David in Nottingham, it wasn't Rocky 2 and it wasn't Slugger Lang. We'll find out if someone's got the correct answer after this. Two Door Cinema Club and Something Good Can Work. This is a cracking song. Love this! OK, we've had a few correct answers. Have we got the winner? Have we got,
right.
We've got. She's phoning the winner up as we speak. Eloise, can we take the winner on the air, please, and have a little word with them? And
Winner's coming to air. I'm just going to pop you on.
Let's put them on here. Let's celebrate this. Let's just make sure they've got the correct answer, because it would be awful if we gave it to the wrong person, wouldn't it? Let's go to. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Simon, I'm from Essex.
Hello, Simon. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, mate. Yeah.
Oh, I'm having a fantastic time, fella.
Tonight is pucker, by the way.
He said pucker. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah,
some
I am.
Great
I
tunes.
listen to you every night, mate. It's
Good
spot
lad.
on.
Got some great tunes this evening, and we're going to have more of this throughout the week. Now, Simon, are you a fan of Mr. T?
Yeah.
He's brilliant,
big
isn't
time.
he? He's
Crazy fool. Yeah, spot on.
Pity the fool. OK, here's the question. Mr. T was in a Rocky movie. What film was it, and what was the name of the character he played?
Rocky 3, and it was Clubber Lang.
Oh, you've won those prizes, fella. Well done.
Hey.
Good night. Here's an interesting... by the way, Creedence Clearwater Revival and Bad Moon Rising. Here's an interesting... we're asking heroes and people you'd like to meet. And Amanda Taunton in Australia, and this is fascinating. She says, Ian, I would like to meet my great-great-grandparents and find out what life was like in their time and how they managed. P.S. It's a beautiful day here today. Sunshine, blue skies, and a great 26 degrees. Sounds fantastic. And finally, we had an email. I don't know, where is it? Let me get the right one, because this is it's made me chuckle, and you might enjoy it as well. It's an email from Holly Howard, who's in Bowling Green, Ohio. It's a place. They have strange names, these American places. And she emails, where and how do I make a music request? Well, you send us an email, Holly, and if we've got it on the system and if we've got time to squeeze it in, we generally play it. That's how it works. Maybe try again tomorrow night. We're here Mondays to Thursdays, 11 till 1. On Absolute Radio. You can download the podcast as well if you've missed any of it, and you can hear the chatty bits where we're talking about heroes and sweeties and all kinds of fun things like that. Mark Crosby's up next, and I tell you what, Holly, let's pretend that you requested Underdog by Kasabian, in which case, this is for you. Have a good night.